feeling great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.
But yeah, right now, I mean,
Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. We are halfway to 700. This is episode 650 of the Immigration Answer Show. This is where we talk about the U.S. immigration system, the process, the policies, the things that drive you crazy. We talk about what's going on in the immigration world in the United States. We talk about the election. We talk about everything that's coming up. How's everybody doing? Let me say hello to lots of my friends. Tyrone is here. Hope is here. Creaky Bones, all the way from Oregon. It's got to be early over there. How about this? From Sunny. Hey, all, good morning. After watching many episodes of the Immigration Answer Show, I did my daughter's N400 application. She passed her interview. Oath ceremony is scheduled for September 12th. How about that? Congratulations, Sunny, and to your daughter. Umaru's here from Yuma. Everybody's happy for Sunny and for one more voter in the House. Patricia says hello. Nurse Laura is here celebrating Saturday. Good morning from British Columbia, says Tanya. We got Sri Lanka in the house. Uzbekistan. Wow, Dami's here up in Canada. Temi's probably at work. Rocio's here getting ready for the school year. Dinesh says hello. Another Uzbek case. Jamaica in the house. Big up to all the Yardies. Antonio's here, even though his wife has her visa and is here in the United States, but it's good to see old Antonio. Dinesh says hello. Temi wants to know how everybody's doing. Tanya checks in. Longtime watcher, has not called yet. Give us a call sometime. Say hello. Ohina says live on TikTok. Oh, I didn't do that today. I guess I should have. Did I say I'm doing it every time now? I put that thing over there. We'll take it easy today on Saturday. It's Saturday. All right. New Jersey. Christine and Lynn are here. INS says, happy Saturday, everyone. We got a happy Saturday from Ohio. DQ'd, waiting for the interview date. Zoe, glad you're watching. Lynn is in St. Louis. How about that? Sadiq from Maryland. And Tanya says, submitted I-130 in January 2024. Taking longer than usual. Oh, that's going to take about a year, Tanya. I wouldn't worry about that too much. All right. So we don't usually answer questions in the comments. And today I wanted to start off with the cult of Donald Trump. Yeah, thanks, Iceland. I started 75 hard on Monday, and I'm feeling pretty good. I get a little bit shaky around dinner time, so that's just sort of what I got to pay attention. But I've been doing great so far. Knock on wood. Keep it up. Got 70 more days to go. How about that? All right. I wanted to talk about this crazy story. So, I'm excited about Kamala Harris. I'm excited about Tim Walz. I'm excited about having a viable candidate against. Antonio says Karima flew in last night to Houston with her CR1 visa. It got delayed for 4 hours. Oh, well, I hope everything's going okay. But in any event, we're excited about the political process. We're excited that there's an election. We're sort of glad there's only about 85 days left to go. But the one thing is, we're not a cult. Like, we don't bow down to the altar of Joe Biden or Kamala Harris like a lot of these Trumpers do. And I just came across a story, and it threw me for a loop today when I actually turned on the audio. So I just want to share it with you guys. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I thought it'd be something when we're always talking about these crazy Trump people, some of these crazy Trump people. By the way, my neighbor just put up I have a new neighbor, and he just put up a big Trump flag in his garage. He actually replaced his U.S. flag with a Trump flag, which I think is very symbolic of what's been going on in the United States. Sonny's asking, when's the hacking fundraising event for Harris? It's funny that you mentioned that, Sonny. Amani and I were talking about that very thing yesterday, so stay tuned. All right, so here's the first thing I want to show you. I don't know if you guys saw this, but this lady has gone ahead, and it appeared that God, there's so many ads on this.
It's time to go back to school.
Yeah.
Ready, Mom. Thanks to
The
Shriners
Daily Mail, they
Children's.
have tons of ads. I can even turn them all down. This lady had Trump tattooed on her forehead, and I wasn't sure if she did it for real or not. But wait till you see this. So here she is today. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, I lost it. Darn it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay, so hold on a second. I'll share this with you. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Now watch this.
My name is Ray Monroe. Obviously, people are asking why I got this tattoo. At the end of the day, I absolutely love and appreciate what Trump has done for America. I think he's an absolute great person, and I just feel like he needs to be appreciated. So my name is Ray Monroe.
This person is not even in the United States. Not even in the not even in the United States. But now she has Trump tattooed on her forehead. I'm in shock. I mean, it's in big black letters all the way across her forehead. I assume it's going to get her some views on Instagram. She's an alleged influencer with like 100,000 followers. Maybe it's fake. I don't know. It could be fake. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And to think that someone who's not a U.S. citizen would say that Trump's done great things for America. I mean, wake up. You try to come to the United States, old Trump will let you in for 90 days and then you're out. Oh, here Norma says she does that all over the internet with many names. It's fake. Okay, thank you, Norma. That had me worried. All right. Well, anyway, I just don't get the fascination with a serial liar, a person who brags about sexually molesting women, who's been found liable for sexual assault not once and defamation twice, who disregarded all the scientific evidence to protect America from COVID, and thousands of people died. Gregory's asking what I think about Project 2025. Stay tuned for that. We've been doing that. We're working on a big project for Project 2025, so we'll be doing a lot about that. Yep, 34 felonies, conviction. Thank you, Dammy. I just don't get it, whether you care about immigrants or not. Plus, he's really old and unhealthy, and he's just a despicable human being. So, with that being said, let me share the link. I'm out of practice because I don't have my sidekick Cooley here with me. Here is the link to come ask Jim a question. Tanya's right. Felon should be able to vote if a felon can run for president. That's absolutely right. And then these guys, JD Vance has the nerve to try to smear Tim Walz's military career, years and years in the Minnesota National Guard, or the Army Reserves, I should say. And Trump, aka Mr. Bone Spurs, had his daddy get a doctor write a note so that Trump couldn't go into the military. How about that? No, I'm good. It's all good. Just chill. We're just having fun today. It's a Saturday. All right. So I posted the link and I'll post it again. And we'll go ahead and get started with New Nick B. New Nick B, are you there?
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine. Can you please take me off camera?
Got it. You're done.
Yeah, I'm asking this question for my friend. He's from Ghana.
Okay.
He came to US here. He has B1, B2 visa. So he came to America here on his first time visit for like 3 months. And then he went back home. And then he waited and then came back again. And then on the second trip, he was, just like for visit. So he was visiting and then he met an American lady. And then the lady saw him. He said, "Oh, you are a nice guy. Why are you here?" He said, "Oh, I'm here for just visit and then go back." He said, "What? Why are you going back?" He said, "Oh, when I go back, I have to go and then do some things and then come back. That's how I want my life to be. Just go. He said, no, don't go again. Stay. I want to marry you. So we live together and then we build a life. So the guy also understand. And then he lived with the girl, everything was okay. So in the first month, the girl married the guy straightforward for the first month because he don't want the guy. He thought maybe somebody might get the guy. So he married him fast. So they lived together happily for about 8 months. They lived their life. They've been cruising everything for 8 months. So, and then they filed for I-485 and then I-130. So as they filed, they waited for about a month and then they received notice, everything came. But before then, the guy, the second trip he went to Ghana, his wife cheated on him. So they divorced. They went to court and everything, and then they divorced. So he came back, but then the divorce, the papers wasn't ready. So they sent him all the documents from Ghana to here. And then they used to file the papers. So after they waited for like 6 months, and then they called them for interview, both the man and the wife. So as they went for the interview, the officer saw them. The officer was like, oh, you guys are already couples. I can see. There is no need I have to talk plenty. But where is your medicals? So that he will approve the case for them. But the guy also didn't know that he has to go with medical because they didn't take a lawyer. They filed themselves. So the officer was like, give me the medicals and let me approve the case. Then the guy said he don't have it. So the officer said, okay, no problem. I'll show you the link and then you go and do the medicals and you send it to me so I can approve the case. So you guys should go. Even the evidence they said they took, the man didn't even look at most of them because he said they are couples. So he just want to approve the case for them. But because of the medicals, so they went back home and then they sent them the RFE. And then they send the medicals, everything to them. They reply them, they receive the medicals, everything is okay. So, and then in about 8 months, they called them after the interview. They were waiting, and then they moved from where they were living, let's say Dallas, and then they came a place like Houston. So the USCIS people said they sent them a letter to come for interviews, for second interview, which is never on their portal. They don't see nothing, but they said they sent the letter. So the letter they didn't get the letter. So then it became like, oh, okay, they have to call USCI, but USCI said they sent them the letter. So they denied the case because of abandonment. But they said for the guy, he's in status, everything was okay when he married the lady. But because the lady didn't come for the second interview, that's why they are denying the case. So they can appeal. So they file I-29B, and then they send the I-29B, everything to them. The wife did everything because the wife she been doing it. So they sent to the USCIS, and then the USCIS people said, oh, okay, they've accepted everything. They reopened the cases. So now everything. So they sent both of them a reopening notice that their case has been reopened. So they are waiting for almost 5 years. For like they waited for in about a year again. So the guy, his EAD expired and he want to go and renew. So as he wanted to go and renew, the EAD people sent him letter back that, but before then, they have already extended his EAD for him already because of the reopening. So then later they send him a letter that the case is denied because the reopening didn't, there is an error. They don't even know what is happening. But all they know is they file an inquiry and then they send them a notice that the reopening that was reopening was an error. So the case is still denied and closed. So after this, they sent it, they didn't send the guy the letter, but they sent only in a small written form note to the lady, small letter that the case has been denied. But up to now, the guy hasn't received any letter that his case, but when you go to the portal, it is there as case is being reopened. And the reopening letter, everything is in process. But the lady received a letter, a small note that the case has been denied
The 290B, the 290B has been denied.
The 290 has been denied again because the first reopening, but they were enjoying the reopening for his EAD extension for like about 4 months before the denial letter came again. So they were expecting approval. Rather, denial letter came again that they have denied their distance, so the EAD can never be processed. Okay. So
So what's the question?
So the question is, the guy came back, and then the lady was like, she's having a mental problem for like she went through some surgery. So then the lady said now she's divorcing the guy, but the guy hasn't done anything. So he took his bag, throw it outside the house, burn all his clothes, and just the guy is homeless now.
Okay.
So the guy want to ask, like, if there is a way, maybe because it is not his. The girl has make a fool out of him for 5 years. They live together. They have everything together for 5 good years.
How did she make a fool out of him for 5 years? What are you talking about?
Like she just throw him out after the 5 years.
Yeah.
She didn't pick anything. He throw him out to be used homeless.
Okay, so what's the question for the immigration lawyer?
The
question should be, Jim, should these people have hired a lawyer 4 years ago? Yes. The answer to that question is yes.
Oh, yeah. Yes, they should have. But now they want to hire a lawyer.
To do what? He's got nothing. She kicked him out. She doesn't want to play anymore. She's done. She's done with this.
So what is the way forward for the guy now?
There's no way forward. He's got nothing. I mean, are they divorced?
Now that they just started divorce 1 week ago.
So there's nothing. He's just a visa overstay with a nasty immigration record and probably a finding of fraud type stuff.
They didn't say fraud. The denial was abandonment.
So that's good. But
they said they denied them.
What were you thinking might be his immigration option? He's like everybody else walking down the street. He's not married to a U.S. citizen, so what would it be?
Oh, okay. I understand.
It's as if he never filed anything, but it's actually worse because he did file something that got denied.
Because of abandonment.
But whatever. But what I'm saying, the legal effect is he has nothing. He's got bubkiss.
So in that case, right now, for 5 years now, he married to the girl, and then now he's homeless outside. So before he was married to the girl, he is in status.
No, but now he's out of status. Now he's got
nothing.
Because
of the long period for the 5 years delay from the USCIS.
Maybe that's why. I don't know. Sounds like a crazy case to me. So what's the question?
So now the guy, he wants to see if he can file a VAWA.
Why would he? What would be the VAWA claim?
Now he said he called his work insurance people, and now they are treating him mental because he's homeless. So now they've adopted him.
Where's the violence? It's VAWA is Violence Against Women Act. So where's the violence?
Okay, I thought like as he being the man now, he's depressed. His mind is because of the 5 years.
Nope, that's not violence.
So what is the way forward for him in the future?
It's the same as everybody else. He's now a visa overstay. So he's out of status. He's not going to be able to adjust unless he marries a U.S. citizen in a real marriage and is able to prove to the government that this new marriage is real and that the U.S. citizen wants to sponsor him for a green card. That's the whole thing.
Because he said the woman told him that for the immigration thing, if he comes, he don't care if he comes. But they are delaying. She is not the one delaying. And she's making sure that he will get it. But right now they are divorced.
Why didn't she come to the second interview?
Because we didn't receive the letter.
Okay. So but did he go to the second interview and she didn't, or neither of them?
No,
did?
the denial came on the so they understand her. She took a letter and wrote to them that this is the reason why, because we moved. And the people know that, oh, okay, because we moved. So they understand everything from her because she forwarded everything. She was the one following the case, that even the guy. Every day she been calling them. Every day she been doing things for the USCIS. That
Okay.
when
So if let's say it's a year from now and you called me back and you said, Jim, my buddy who you might remember, I told you about him. He was in that 5-year marriage with that lady who has mental problems, but now he's married to a new person and it's real and they want to get started. I would say at that point, a year from now, he's got a 25% chance of getting a green card because they're going to hold that old marriage against him. They're going to say that was fraud. And he's just been hanging out in the United States trying to get a green card and trying to find a spouse. I got to go, Nick. Thanks, buddy.
okay, thanks.
See ya. Ron's been waiting. Hello.
Hey, Jimmy. Good morning. How's it going?
Are you driving?
No, I'm set.
What's up? Perfect.
It's a beautiful day here in Chicago. We have the air show, so I don't know if you're familiar
Nice.
with it, but it's an air water show. Long story short, I submit my files, the I-130, work permit, I-45, March 28th, 29th this year, 2024. I got 3 requests of evidence on my file since.
Why?
One is for birth certificate. I send it right away. And the other one...
Wait. Why didn't you send the birth certificate the first time?
Yeah, that's my fault. I did not know that I need to include that.
Okay, so that's dumb because it's actually in the instructions.
I know.
So what's the second request for evidence?
The second one, it was for a record of arrest because I have been arrested 2 times before. Both of those cases.
For what?
So one is literally because I paid the U-Haul online, and when I was dropping it off with my truck, which is that U-Haul, I literally live cross street from that U-Haul, which is insane. So when I dropped it off, they couldn't find the reservation online, and they asked me to pay again. And I said, look, no, hey, this is the reservation online. I have paid it. So the guys start arguing with me and this and that. They call the cops. The cops says, like, we started arguing and this and that. Then they said, like, you know what? We can arrest you for $35.
For what? For not paying? You mean like for stealing or something?
So they said theft for service. Yeah, and it's for a U-Haul trailer. Like, I was dropping off. Remember, I was dropping it off, and all of that was in the police.
Did you keep it? Did you keep it longer than you were supposed to, or what?
No. So I literally picked it up, and then I changed my mind and went to drop it off. Literally, like less than 2 hours. And I showed them the online reservation. It did not show up. So the guys want me to pay another $40. It's like, no, like, look, like, I don't know if you want you or not here. This is the online reservation that I have. So regardless of that, I don't want to go details. I don't want to take your time.
What's the other one?
I went to court for that, and it was dismissed.
What's the other one?
The other one, it's funny. The other one was they saying warrant for arrest, but when I tried to get even the court record for that one, I couldn't get it, and it was in DuPage County. It wasn't even in Cook County, and that one was just warrant for arrest. That's what it shows. And I remember back in 2019 when I was a F1 student, I got pulled over like around downtown, and then they say there's a warrant for your arrest. I was like, for what? They say just there's a warrant for your arrest. So I got arrested for it. I went to jail for that one. I went to jail for 2 nights. Like, I went literally to Cook County jail, which is, if you know, it's one of the worst jails they say in the country.
But hold on, people don't get warrants just for no reason. There's always an underlying court appearance that you miss.
Yeah.
So
exactly. So I went to the court, right? I went to the court month later. And I stand in front of the judge and prosecutor, and they trying to start the case because I did not know what is. It just says warrant for arrest. Even like in Chicago PD, like a rap sheet, which is for the arrest, it says warrant for arrest. So when I went there, they says, oh yeah, this is not the guy that we did the warrant arrest for. We have the wrong guy because there was a hit. There was a car accident, I guess, hit and run. And when the victim got hit and run, they took a picture of cars, and they got by mistake it's insane. They got by mistake. It's unbelievable. They got by mistake my plate number. So the cops, when they came to the incident, they ran that plate number and attached it to myself, and then they will issue a warrant for arrest, which is in that. Yeah, exactly, and it's in DuPage County. Figured it out anyway.
So that's not
so
what you
that
call.
one.
So
Those
first,
are dismissed.
first they ask you for the birth certificates, then they ask you for the arrest stuff, and this is a marriage-based green card.
Correct.
And then what's the third thing they ask? I mean, usually you get 2 RFEs. It's a notice of intent to deny because you just haven't done it. Go ahead.
Yeah, the third one, it was through the I-130. It wasn't for me. It was for my wife.
What do they want?
So they want all the bona fide evidence all over again from the day that we got married till July 11th.
Okay.
Which is the request of evidence.
Okay.
So they want everything all over again. We submit about 50 pictures. Every 2 pictures, it's one event, from Eid to Christmas to all of it.
So what's the question?
To family pictures, all of that. We submit bills.
What's the question? Imran, I need you to focus. What's the question?
The question is,
the question is, Jim, should I have had a lawyer handle this for me? Yes, Imran, you should have. Jim, when I got my first RFE, should I have hired a lawyer at that point? Yeah, I think that would have been a good idea. Jim, when I got my second request for evidence, and they're asking for criminal things that might keep me from getting a green card, should I have called a lawyer at that point? Yeah, you should have, Imran. That would have been a good idea. So what's the real question?
I'm just trying to because I've been watching this show for quite a time, and I appreciate you being on this show, helping us and everybody, and having understanding about the immigration process. It's really
what's the question? You don't have to compliment me. Nobody calling today has to compliment me. I understand that everybody's appreciative, and I get that. I'm happy to do this. There's no rule to thank Jim. So just ask me the question.
Yeah, so I'm going through my case first. So we submit everything, the evidence from my partner on August 6th, and we got approved 2 hours later on the I-130.
Good.
Submit online. We got approved on I-130 right away, which is literally 2 hours, and then the I-45, we got approved next day, which is August 7th. Yeah, I'm just trying to mention my case, but I was trying to say also for my friend, which is he have a asylum.
So you didn't even actually have a question about your case?
No, I was trying to because I have asked you before on the show, so I'm just trying to come back and give you an update.
Okay. All right. Glad you got your green card.
Yes, James. Yeah. After 10 years.
Well, tell me quickly about your friend's situation. So
my friend is exact same situation of me, which is we came together and this and that. He's my best friend, and he been waiting for asylum for 7-8 years. He have nothing happened from him. We from Libya, so nothing have been moved forward with the application or anything of that matter. What do you think was the proper way of going through that? Do you think it's you should your office can sue them, and or maybe try to push the process in any way, because it's been completely silent?
Did the lawyer file his asylum case, or did he file it on his own?
He when he filed it in the beginning, he wasn't in good financial standing to get a lawyer, so he found one of those organizations in San Francisco, and he filed the office through that organization.
How long after he arrived?
So we got here 2014, December 2014. He filed 2016.
Why didn't he file within 1 year?
I'm not sure if he filed. He filed in 2016. Yeah, he did file. He filed after 1 year. Correct. Yeah.
So that's an easy denial.
Yeah.
Unless he has an explanation.
And it's been 7 years since then, or 8 years, and it's been complete silent. They give him a work permit after literally 2 years.
So he should be grateful, and he should keep his head low. He doesn't want to sue.
Yeah.
Unless he has a good if they call his case for interview, they're going to deny it because he didn't file within a year.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
All right, thank you, Jim. Appreciate it.
Buddy. All right, everybody. I know we got a lot of people in the waiting room. It's a Saturday. Nobody's got time for BS. Just get to your question. Don't have to thank me. I know that you all love me, and I love all of you. I appreciate all that. So let's just get to it. Jack looks like he understands, and he's going to go fast. Hi, Jack.
I'm not going to blow smoke up your skirt, okay?
Thank you.
I had to make a hard decision, Jim.
What's up?
I withdrew my petition for my underage 21 stepdaughter.
How come?
And, well, I'm going to try to be succinct as I always do. You've been a great guy helping with questions. Thank you so much. Got
All
it.
good.
All right. Look, I'm 72 years old. I've had a heart attack, 2 heart procedures. My wife is 23 years younger than me. And by the way, she got her citizenship just this last May.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. You've been great with that too. And I have an attorney, and my attorney has been a good counsel on this. But I had to look at this. My stepdaughter does not know me. She couldn't even answer any questions at the interview at NBC. We've never talked one time. She speaks no English. She cannot drive. However, she's getting ready to graduate with her bachelor's in her home country where she has a job lined up. She can learn to drive. She has family. She has friends. She has a chance for success. Here, I was stressing out, how can I even pay the catastrophic medical insurance rate, which is about $400 a month for a 22, 23-year-old.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, Jim, this is one of the hardest decisions I've ever made in my life. My wife now, it was hard for everybody, but it's bringing her the right thing to do when she's going to be trapped in our apartment, can't drive, can't talk, can't get a job. And her mom is just now, starting to make some money, and it has been a struggle for her. And I made the decision, I have to stop this. Now, I have gone ahead and had my attorney take this over, submit a petition for my wife. I know it's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7 years, but that will give my stepdaughter a chance to get some work experience, become mature, learn to speak English, all of the things that I believed were important. My question for you, Jim.
Yes, sir.
Will my withdrawing my petition for her, will that affect or negatively her mom's petition for her?
I don't think so. I don't
It's a
think
hard
so.
decision, Jim.
I'm sure, brother. And, I don't know that I'm going to weigh in so much of whether I think that was a good idea. I mean, that's a life thing. I don't know. I think you made the best decision. And if your wife is on board and, that you think she's going to have a better start to her adulthood, I think that's makes sense to me, especially if you've been watching your wife sort of struggle, be here in that apartment, like you said, and trying to acclimate. I mean, I do think younger people are a little bit more resourceful and figure stuff out a little bit more quickly, but I have no problem with that. But as far as whether it's going to affect it, I mean, I would hope that at some point she's working on her English and that she'd be able to explain to the officer why you withdrew it. And I would just say that if I'm her and I'm at my embassy interview and they're saying, do you want to go to the United States? She said, yeah, well, I was too young before. I just wasn't ready for it. Maybe we sort of rushed a little because my mom was over there. And when we sat back and reflected, we just thought it'd be better for me to grow up a little bit here, establish myself a little bit here. And then, I mean, it's probably going to be 7, 8 years before she comes, but that's what
Probably,
it is.
yeah.
Thanks, Jack.
Hey, one other thing.
Yeah.
The difference between a Southeast Asian culture and an American Western culture, you have to have lived going through that with your spouse, figuring out how to make that work, and then adding a 22-year-old young Southeast Asian culture oriented with no experience woman into the mix. It was going to be.
I get that. And how should I put this? You want to live your life with your wife, right? So right. I get a lot of it. Yep. It's all good, man.
All right. Hey, Jim, I don't know if I'll talk to you again in the future. I might, but I will blow smoke up your skirt, brother. You're a good guy, and we all appreciate you.
Thanks, Jack. See you, bud.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Good luck, man. From Jack to Jackie. Hello, Jackie. You're on mute.
Oh, hi. Good morning, Jim. May I please be removed from the screen?
Yep. Go for it.
Thank you so much. So I'll go with my question first, and then I'll give you the backstory. Does my boyfriend, who's 32 years old, have a case to become a U.S. citizen through his U.S.-born American mother? They have no contact. She did abandon him when he was a child. He was born and raised in Mexico with his dad and grandparents. They do, from that relationship, they weren't legally married, but they were married through church. and they have a son who was born in Texas. They don't, like I mentioned, the mom and him don't really have much communication. Can he become a U.S. citizen through her? I do
Well,
have a copy of her birth certificate, also his.
wait, so you're proposing that he's a citizen by operation of law, that based on the circumstances at the time that he was born, that he's already a U.S. citizen? Is that what you mean, or are you talking about could he get a green card and then become a citizen later through that relationship? Does that make sense?
Well, yes. I'm currently right now on the USCIS.gov webpage,
Hey,
and I
don't
was
worry.
looking at the U.S.
Don't do that. Here's how I'll say it. You know, Jackie, that some people that everybody that's born in the United States is a U.S. citizen, right?
Yes.
Thanks to the 14th Amendment. And you understand maybe that people who are born on a military base or whose parents are U.S. citizens and the kid just happens to be born in Mexico or the Philippines or something like that, that they too are a citizen at the moment they're born, right?
Mm-hmm.
So are you asking me, Jim, do you think it's possible that my boyfriend is already a U.S. citizen and just doesn't know it and have proof of that? Or are you asking me, Jim, he has this estranged mom, but is there some way that he could get status to come to the United States just based on the fact that he's got this U.S. citizen mom? Is that more like it?
The second one's more like it.
This one, the one I just said?
Yes.
Yeah. So if mom won't play, then there's no case. If mom doesn't play, there's no case. And just like I was saying to Jack right before I got on you, if mom does play, you're talking 10 years plus.
Okay.
So it's not like being the spouse of a U.S. citizen. It's a much longer wait because basically there's 10 years of people in line ahead of him.
Okay.
Is this fellow still in Mexico or is he in the United States?
He's still in Mexico. Born and raised in Mexico. Yeah, we've been seeing some lawyers and they've proposed the spousal visa or the K1 visa, fiance visa. But we just really wanted to try the one through his mom. He has communication with his maternal grandmother and the maternal family. It's just the mother, she became lost in drugs and she pretty much abandoned that family. So I was just hoping we could get it through her, since I have somewhat information through her. And I was looking at the page and it said like if they're unwed, and we just have to prove 1 year of her presence in the U.S.
Okay, see, so that tells me that you are trying to show that he already is a U.S. citizen.
Oh, I'm sorry. When you were giving me the two options, the second one felt like it fit more.
But if you think that she had enough presence here and you could prove that up and that he's a citizen, then he's a citizen. You're either a citizen or you're not in those scenarios. So that's a little different. I still think you need her participation on some level, but if he's a citizen, he's a citizen. But getting everyone to pay attention to that's going to be really hard, especially if he doesn't have a lot of documentation from her.
Yes, that's a difficult part. We try to get a private detective because she was born in Chicago.
Why not just this is your boyfriend? Why not just get married?
Yes, that's the second option we have on the table.
It's not the second option. It's the best option. It's just going to be a whole lot faster.
Yes, you're right. What's right now in 2024? What's the process for the spousal visa?
Oh, well, you came to the right place. So first of all, I'm not big on fiance visas right now. You can look on our YouTube channel. I got a bunch of videos about that because fiance visa cases are taking just as long as spouse cases, and they're not given the same weight as spouse cases, and the State Department has it sort of low on the list. So if you're thinking either one, I would do marriage, and then you would file an I-130 petition as a U.S. citizen, say, hey, my husband in Mexico, I want to get him here, and then that would take about a year. And then once that's approved, then you go to the National Visa Center, you pay some more fees, and then once you get what's called documentally qualified, then he's just waiting for an interview in Juarez. So from Mexico, probably a little over 2 years, start to finish.
Okay, thank you. Can I go back real quick to maybe the mother's case? The
Yeah.
only proof I have of her 1 year residence in the U.S. because she was born in the 70s and she will go back and forth to the U.S. and I think she didn't even finish elementary school. The birth of her eldest son, he was born in Texas. Can that be somewhat of proof?
Yeah, that's some proof. Yep.
Okay, because I think she was, so when she had my boyfriend, she was 19. I think the eldest is born maybe 3 years prior, so she was still a teen. So I don't have any taxes to prove of her residence or.
Yeah, so you'd want to get medical records or school records or other stuff. And just for the record, they don't like approving these cases, especially for people outside the United States, right? So I think just getting the bare minimum evidence probably won't cut it, and you could waste a year or two. I mean, you could. The thing is, too, Jackie, you could work on both, but I think you're probably going to be much easier if you're willing and wanting to get married and bring him here. Then I would just go ahead and focus on that. I wouldn't mess with the other thing.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much for taking my call. Appreciate it.
See ya. Yeah, for sure. Hey, everybody, look who's here. Princess Lizzie in the house. How you doing, Liz? Good to see you. AQ, what you got? Oh, I like your backdrop, your background. How you doing?
How you doing, sir? Good morning. Happy Saturday.
Thanks. Same to you.
Pleasure to speak to you. So I'm here to ask for a friend. I'm going to try and be as succinct as possible.
Sure.
Fresh off the boat, and they don't know if they should have an attorney. I always say that you should. And they're on a J program. They're not subject to the rule that you always talk about. I've seen you always ask the question about this rule. And so basically what I'm going to do is try and just have them watch this video. And so 2 questions, because I have to ask the first one. Should they have an attorney?
Do what? What do you want the attorney to do?
Right. So the second question is, what would be a viable path for them to have a long-term, permanent residence,
Okay.
moving off of a J, given that they're working for some sort of state agency is what I understood. It's a school district or something that's called them over. So what would you say to that?
What country?
They moved from the Middle East, but they're actually from Pakistan.
So, how long is the J1 for? Is it 6 months? Is it a year?
2 years.
2 years. Okay. And is the person getting education while they're here too, besides working?
To my understanding, no.
So there should be some educational component to it, because the J1 is about coming to, unless they're doing like what's called work and travel. Now, work and travel is usually like people working in hotels and restaurants and stuff, or like places like Disney World or something. But I have seen J1s that are work and travel that are for teachers. But you're saying that this person is not subject to Rule 212E, right?
Correct. And for sure. So it's his spouse, actually, that's the teacher. He's on a J2, the friend. So, he's kind of, just gotten here trying to settle down. And of course he asked me the question and I said, you gotta watch Jim, but I'll ask for you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. So, this is going to be a long play, right? So, they're going to have to find, the ways to stay in the United States are pretty simple. They're already married to each other, so marriage route is out. Unless they fear going back to Pakistan, that's probably out. And the third one is employment. So either she can focus on trying to find some employer down the road to sponsor her for an H-1B. Mm-hmm. Even J1s without the 212E, the 2-year requirement, they still sort of suck, because you're brought here through these agencies. Half of them, not half, but some of them are really sort of scummy, and it's hard to extricate from them. They're probably going to have to go back to Pakistan at some point, at least temporarily, and then maybe come back on an F1 to study, or on an H-1B if they can find an employer to sponsor them. The employer could apply to sponsor her for an H-1B after, in April, if they really like her. That would be a possibility. And so she gets the H-1B, then the green card. I I don't think Pakistan's eligible for the diversity visa, so that's the fourth thing. So I think that employment's really all that they got.
Understood. Understood. Thank you for taking the call. That was the question.
Bye, buddy. See ya. That was our friend AQ. I like that backdrop with the bricks in the window. All right, we got off camera, please. I don't know. I can't add someone and right away. They always got to come on for a second. So turn off your camera off camera, please, just for a second, if you can. Here we go. Yeah, they always pull them up. Okay. All right, we're good. Go ahead.
Hey Jim, long time listener, first time caller here.
Oh, you know that's my favorite, especially on a Saturday.
Right, yeah. So I have a question about hypothetical friend here. Came to the US in 2019 as a student, went to college for one semester, then transferred to another one, maintained status all along. Graduated the second college you went to, and then enrolled for another one, and then graduated this year.
So what degrees?
An associate's first, because he already had a bachelor's, and then he went after the associate's. He enrolled for a master's program,
Okay.
which he completed, and so he got married last year, around October.
Did
and
he
then
do
submitted-
OPT? Did he do OPT after the masters?
Not quite. So he had not graduated for masters yet. He just
Okay.
graduated for masters this past May. So he got married in October, submitted everything in around November. And then, so the I-130, the reason I'm asking this is because I listened to your show yesterday and you mentioned something somebody had asked about I-130 being approved and then 485 still pending.
Always a question. Yep.
Yes. So now the first thing that raised eyebrows was when he submitted his paperwork, he got approved for the EAD card. 785 got approved the day of the biometrics. However, the card was produced after a whole month. So it took a whole month before the card was produced and sent to me.
Not unusual.
Okay. And then, so now the I-30 was approved in March.
Okay.
And then he submitted, of course, in April, he submitted EAD card application, 765 application for OPT. Just like you always advise that always keep your options open.
Yeah, that's right.
So the problem is the EAD card is still pending. Only receipt notice on there since April.
It's still pending?
Yes.
You're talking about the OPT EAD?
Correct.
Okay.
Not been approved yet since April.
I think a lot of people, just for the record, a lot of people are having trouble with OPT EADs, and I've been hearing people still now in August not having them. So that's not entirely unusual.
Okay. And then recently in July, the I-131 was approved. They got an advance parole. So now he's a little bit worried about the 485 not being approved. And I mean, of course, when he listened yesterday, he kind of saw that there's a problem with that because, I-30 is approved.
You always have to ask yourself, why would they approve the I-130? That means they believe the marriage, but not approve the green card. So usually it's because they're not sure if the person is admissible or eligible to adjust status. They might be worried about criminal stuff. They might be worried about being out of status in the United States. They might be concerned about the prior visa applications that the person filed back in the home countries. Those are usually the three big things.
Okay. Well,
and there was no interview, right?
No interview yet.
The person's always been in status?
Always been in status and have traveled back and forth from the home country a few times without problem.
Have they, before they got the F1 visa, well, did they come on an F1 visa or did they come on a visit?
Correct. F1 visa.
Good. And Had they ever applied for any other type of visa before then?
Nope, the first time.
Okay, cool. I don't know, man. Probably just got to keep waiting. How long has the I-130 and the 45 been on file? Or, when did they file?
November 2nd. Last 2023. So about.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it until January.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Bye, Officer. See you, bud. Thanks for calling. See ya. All right. Everyone's wondering about that video from yesterday, and that video is down. We were asked to take it off. We haven't been able to get it off Facebook, so it's still on Facebook, but we're going to try to figure out how to take it down. It's on the Hacking Immigration Law Facebook page. We're trying to take it down, but we're having a little bit of trouble. So it'll probably be down by the weekend, the end of the weekend. So if you want to see it, that's probably where you would go. All right. Isela is here. Isela, hello? You're on mute. We can't hear you.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having us here. And Jim, I have a question. My oldest son is here with us today, and
you guys aren't driving, are you?
Actually, no, we're not.
Okay, good.
My husband is.
Awesome. I see him.
So my question is that Martin, my son, he actually submitted sponsorship for me, the child to parent case, which is the family-based, the I-485, I believe that's what the form is called. We hired a attorney, and she submitted several proofs of evidence. The statement from me, statement from my brother, that we both came into the country lawfully back in 1994. My mom, we were here. My mom passed away, and she wanted to be buried in Mexico. So she was 44 when she passed away. We were young. I was 22, younger, and we went back to Mexico because I had a permit. The family union that my dad had applied for us. They gave me a permit to travel outside of the United States when I came, and we had for my brother and myself. When we came back into the United States, it was with the permit, and my brother kept his. I don't know what happened with mine, to be quite honest. I think I lost it. I don't know what happened. So now that I am applying for my son, that he applied for me, my brother did a sworn statement. I also submitted the I-817 forms, copies of it, the approval notice, copy of the form where they grant me permission to go outside of the United States and come back. And my employer